Powering on. Mic on.
Okay, we're gonna use, let's get some music going as always. jump into this here. So we left off with our base character. We got the reload animation working, but we were running into the hand IK. We disabled the hand IK temporarily, but we don't want it disabled all the time. So we're going to finish the system up that will dynamically turn the hand IKs on and off based on the animation that is playing. So let me comment this, and then that's what we'll do. Just gonna want to open the animation blueprint for this. Alright, this is where we left off last time. We cached the aim offsets and put it into the hand IK, and then we have a blend poses by bool right here. Let me try to clean this up a little bit. We have a blend poses by bool right here, which will dynamically turn the hand IK on and off. Well, it's not dynamic right now, but it will be dynamic very shortly here. So let's move these guys down, or over a little bit more. So the hand IK over here. So I actually want to set these up better. Straighten the connection. I'm sure we're just gonna do this for the whole line, I think. And that one. That'll look a little bit nicer here. Straighten connections. There we go. I'll bring that up to there. Yeah, I like that better. So this is the hand IK. This is the hand IK. Don't really want to call it on-off switch, but that's basically what it is. And IK, we'll just say enable, disable. Leave these wonderful comments in place for now. Okay. So we want this off by default. Oops. Save that. Not in our animation graph. All right. So right now we just are disabling it for reloading. We'll get to that. We'll get to more in a little bit. But for now, we're just going to set disable a IK to be related to whether we're reloading or not. So if we're loading, we're going to disable the hand IK. If we're not reloading, we're going to re-enable it. And that should work. So let's give it a test, shall we? Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. Let's try that. You'll notice we fixed the thing from last time, so you people will not see bad streams anymore. Or a lot of that. That's good. Looks like that worked. So it looks like that works beautifully. Great, that was a pretty easy fix. So next thing we want to do, the reload animation could use some work. Well, not the animation itself, but the so let me get over here like this. Let me reload. Yeah, that looks. Oh, interesting. Reloads are not working on client. Let's fix the aim offset first, and then we'll work on fixing our reloads. So currently we have, if we press it, we go into aiming, that's fine. And if we release it, we go back into the rotation mode. What I want to do, I want to find out if a certain key is held down. But we want to do this, dynamically. I'll find what I'm looking for eventually. There we go, project settings. Alright. Input. So it's the right mouse button. This is pretty much going to be default, but in case people want to change it, we're gonna keep that. So the first thing we're gonna search, because I'm actually don't remember what the node is called. We're gonna search for input held down. Okay. So survey says we want to get the player controller like so. And then we want to get input key time down like this. And we're gonna check if this is greater than, let's say just 0.2, because if this is returning a value at all, then we're held down. And then based off of that, we're gonna branch. So if it's not held down, we're gonna reset the aiming to negative. So we're not gonna aim anymore, and we're gonna put the gun down. If it is still held down, we are not gonna do anything with the rotation mode, and we're just gonna go directly into the switch right there. We're gonna hard code this value for now, just to test it here. Once we test it, we're gonna set this key dynamically, because shortly here there will be the players will have the ability to change the keys, so we want to account for if for some reason people don't want to hold right mouse button to aim. I think that's a very, very rare case, but that's, I mean, it's still good practice to prepare for your players being odd. So right now, all this is going to be is right mouse button. Like I said, we'll test this here to make sure that it works. If it works, we'll make this a little bit less hard codey. So we're firing. Mouse is not held down, so we're lowering our rifle. If we hold it down, we fire, 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 fire. We stop firing. The mouse is held down. We continue holding our aim. If we release the mouse, or we lower our rifle. There we go. That works great. Now let's see if there is a way in Unreal Engine 4 to get action mapping. I'm seeing an action mapping by name. Input settings get mapping by name. That probably would work. Get action map. Get action. Oh, wait a second. We don't need to do that at all. I am being silly. We have the key right here. We can just plug that in. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, no, we can't do that because this is the fire key. I almost want to promote it to a variable here, but we're gonna have like a really weird. We're gonna have a really weird bug if that happens, because if the person never aims and then shoots. Yeah, if the person never aims and then shoots, the variable won't be set, so it's probably better to just search for it. Get action. Get mapping? According to the docs, this is a thing. Get action mapping by name. Get input settings. Oh, okay. And then from there we drag off. Ah, okay. Get action mapping by name. Okay. And we want aim. Pretty simple. Here's what we're going to do. We're not going to do this here. We're going to do this in begin play. Once I locate it. There we go. So we're gonna grab input settings. We're gonna loop through this like so. There's a way to get like first or default. I'm gonna check this before I do like that. Before I do a loop. There's not. That's unfortunate. So this should only loop once. So we're just gonna set the aim keybind to that. And we'll go back to our aim settings. No, we want to go to our fire settings. That's what we're working on. Yeah, we want to go to our fire settings right here and just pull our, what does this expect? Key structure, key mapping. Oh, okay, that's not quite what we want. Let's promote this to a variable. Okay. Now I can come over to fire and weapon recoil. Plug that in there. Okay, that should be a more dynamic way of doing it, so let's test to make sure that works. Up, going up and down. We fire, we go down. If we hold it right up, down, fire, stop firing, we stay. Great. Alright. Let's fix the rest of this reload animation. So we have a few weird things going on. So the actual animation here, we're using reload. We're not using this specific one. But what we need to actually check is we need to go into the skeleton. So it's actually bound. So yeah, so it's using this one that's bound to the middle right finger. So we're probably going to have to, excuse me, we're going to have to kind of accommodate this a little bit. Hopefully this doesn't mess things up too much for the remaining animations. We're about to find out. So here's where we're at. We actually bind it to the hand right. But the animations are set up to rotate based on middle 1, I believe, right? Middle 3. So middle 3 we have a socket. Let's set this up just real quick, just kind of as is. Yeah, let's set this up as is, just for now, because I want to confirm that we're working well here. It's really not the end of the world if we don't have to use the IK version of this. The animations that I'll be using are, for the most part, pretty feature complete. So in theory, we really shouldn't notice. We shouldn't notice too much of a change. The only place we might notice a change is in the rotation here. There's kind of a hacky way we could probably do this. We could actually probably just switch the bone that this is parented to on a reload. That's kind of a interesting way to do it, but it might work. So we have that just like covering there. Middle, oh wait. I'm sorry, this is bound to middle 1. Okay. Yeah, that's probably what it's called, middle 01 underscore R underscore weapon socket. It's almost like the person named it to make sense. Almost. Okay. We'll save that. We'll close that for now. We'll close this for now. Close that for now. And in our equip weapon function, we need to update the socket that this is being given to. This is going to be really funny if this like makes the reload animation look perfect, but then it completely just breaks everything else. Like the weapon's just going to be completely rotated wrong. Like that would be pretty hilarious. Okay, so far so good. Okay, yeah, we're a little weird on the weapon, but we can live with it for now. Okay. So the reload animation does look fine now. So where did we set this to originally? Handgun. I think technically it should be hand right, but probably fine. Actually curious what it does if we actually put it on hand right instead of the handgun. So we'll probably have to set this up the ugly. Whoa! Okay, yeah, that's definitely not the bone that we're supposed to be using. Science experiment gone wrong. Alright, so that looks good again. Obviously our reload animation is all wonky, so this is what we're gonna have to do then. We're actually going to have to just switch it to this socket here when we reload. Trying to think of... We're going to copy this. We're going to make this work locally first, and then we'll make it work on the server. Fire and recoil, no. I want reload. Don't quite want it there though. Man, I just can't find any of my code today. But action reload, there it is. So before this point, before we actually play the montage, we want to, and actually we can probably just set it, that code we make, we can probably set it there too. So let's do this, we're going to we're gonna make super secret code. So it's kind of a weird way to do this, but I think this will work, to be honest. Let's do that for now. We're going to set it back once the reload animation ends. We'll worry about that in 1 second. Really? I was just at the reload function. Where is it now? Leaning, reset, full that server, tick, health, and death. I want to say it's like right in this section. Man. There it is. Okay. So real quick, we're gonna redirect here, then we're gonna play the montage. I'm gonna see if that works. Honestly, we should probably make this a function, but for now, we'll live with it. I think we should definitely make that a function, because we're probably, if this works, we're probably gonna have to, probably gonna have to do that for most innovations in the future. Okay, so that does work. So let's keep going with this silly way of doing things. We're gonna make a more generic function though. We're gonna call it the switch function. No, switch socket for custom animation. And close some of these windows here. Okay, Minecraft. We're gonna copy all of this code exactly. It was right here. Yes. Sweet. Delete that. And we're actually going to have an input called reset. And this is going to be false if we're not resetting, in other words. If we're not resetting, then we need to switch over. To this thing. If we are resetting, though, I'm gonna clean this up like that. Clean blueprints are important. Back this up to that line, and we're gonna back this up to this grid line. Whoa! Do that. And at the end of the animation, why did I close it? I was not thinking. Should keep the skeleton open because we're going to need it. We need to switch back to the IK hand so everything else looks peachy. This should have a very low impact on performance, in theory at least. Oh, that's annoying. make some room. This is technically deprecated. That was a very abrupt end. We're gonna send our reload out. Alright, we switch it. We don't reset, obviously. So we're not going to do anything uninterrupted. It's kind of funny that this does, because this should just go back into the, oh, because it does that. I feel like we should do this. We'll leave it alone for now. Well, yeah, I feel like we should make it that it completes regardless. Reload weapon. And we want to reset here. Okay, let's see if that does what we want. So we're on the right thing. That did not. That didn't quite work. Reset false. I got these backwards. If we are resetting, we want to go to that one. If we're... Oh, what did I just close? If we're not resetting, we want to go to the socket. Yeah. So reset true, we go there. Reset false, we go to our custom socket. Cool. Let's test that at a little bit head on to make sure that that's working good. Oh, what a terrible starting spot for the first player. Alright. Let's rotate here. There we go. That's looking good. Let's go a little closer here so we can see. Ah, right, because we didn't replicate it yet. So yeah, that's not... Things don't replicate by themselves. So if I'm understanding correctly. We set this to the same play rate because we're not doing first person anymore. So reset false, so then we need to call it again and say reset true on a completion. Really? Alright, come on. Move over. Move over. I guess we'll also do this for interrupted as well. Just in case it gets interrupted and it dies, we're not stuck on a bad socket. Because we only want to be on this socket if we're playing this animation. So if this animation fails for some reason, we want to be off that socket. Okay. Let's see if that replicates now. Alright, that's a good starting spot. Great. So we have that all replicated now. So we shoot, we're still on the same socket, we reload, switch sockets real quickly. We get a little bit of a jump on the weapon there. So we might have to address that, but the reload animation looks pretty good now. It's a lot better. It's not a noticeable jump, but it is a jump nonetheless. Great, that looks a lot better. Not quite perfect, but that's okay. It's honestly good enough for now. Let's go ahead and move to the equipping system. Because I believe the equipping system is currently kind of broken with our new, the new system in place. I had to figure out what I called them. So I have a really cool equipment animation too for switching to the pistol. Equip knife, equip grenade. Primary weapon and secondary weapon. So I just called the secondary weapon, okay. We're gonna look for secondary weapon. Input, and we're gonna start at input action, secondary weapon. Let's follow this code so we can know where it breaks. So we press it, we check if we can change the weapon. Or if we do a mouse wheel, we check the same thing. Oh, this is the code here. Okay, anyways. Check if the current weapon is equal to the secondary weapon, or no, I'm sorry, we check to make sure that the current weapon is not equal to the secondary weapon. If that is true, we change the weapon. But primary checked and unchecked, okay. Forced weapon change. Dun, 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 dun. We'll handle secondary equip first because that's how we can kind of test this, and then we'll go into the primary. So let's go into this change weapon function because that's where our change weapon macro rather. That's where a lot of this goes. Input, whether or not we're doing primary and whether or not we're doing a quick change. So quick change is false, unequipped weapon. There's not a whole lot of difference there. Set with notify, rifle, pistol, set weapons equipped. We set the current weapon, we update total bullets, we get the current weapon, update the firing mode, play the montage. This is where I would suspect it's breaking because we don't have anything for interrupt. Show if multicast, da da da. Yeah, so this right here is where we need to fix it. So we actually have a secondary holster reload fire. Here we go. Holster. Just kidding. Oh, W1 stands aim swap to W2. We'll do that for now. We don't want that one though. We want W2 stan swap to W1. I think this is the animation we want. Yeah, we put the rifle in the back, pull the pistol out. So we want. Duplicate that one. Rifle. Technically this is rifle and pistol, but we're gonna ignore that for right now. There we go. We have our brand new Alright, sweet. Forgot to move this. Let's go with the naming convention that we created yesterday was ALS underscore to show that this is a compatible ALS animation. Okay, I did that there too, good. So we're going to create an animation montage from this, and this is going to be ALS rifle, equip secondary. Just like yesterday, this is going to affect arm left and arm right. Did I open the wrong one? Oh. Technically, this really only affects the right arm. We'll leave it like this for now, but we could probably get away with just affecting the right arm. Alright, this needs to be mesh. And this needs to be ALS rifle. Equip secondary. Ah, they didn't. I actually need to branch off of this. Oh, for crying out loud. Branch. This is checking whether this is the primary or not. For now, we'll go straight there, but if it is the primary, obviously we're gonna play our montage up there. So it goes on. Next call we have is this call right here. And then we update everyone's view, which calls this. Really, is this multicasted already? Can't be, right? Yeah, okay. So this is called unwrap equipped weapon.
Come here.
Alright. I think we're rolling with that. Let's give it a go. One thing though, we're gonna have to call our function again. And we can double up a little bit here. No, come on. For now, I'm just gonna have it play the same animation. So just to make it look a little bit better. Oh, wait a second. Actually, I want to do that, and I want to run this on completed. Alright, let's give that a test. It's not working for some reason. So that shouldn't really affect anything. Let's see if we're getting to this point, because we're not getting errors. So it's definitely being called. We can't call it a second time, so it's failing somewhere I suspect it's getting to this point. Because, and can change weapon. Do we have a check for if we're changing the weapon currently? So it is at least getting to the point of here. Yeah, so it's at least getting to that point. Force net update, that's interesting. Do, 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 do. Alright, let's keep doing debug statements, see how far the code gets before it dies in a fire. We're not getting to that point. Okay. So we're not getting here. I'm gonna add a debug call to my function here. Let's see if this function is getting called. Switch to custom socket. This isn't such a bad thing to just kind of keep in here too, to be honest. This won't go into a shipping build, so. Why do I have event graph open sometimes? Yikes. Wow, I had it open a lot. Okay, that function. So this is not being called. We know where. Do we know we're getting to this point? Okay, we're not... This isn't getting called either. Ah, it's probably failing here. Yeah, because this set's changing. Oh, see, I see. Surprised I didn't get like a warning or an error from this being played on the wrong mesh. Oh, because this would have been playing on the mesh first person, so it was firing. Yeah, okay. Yep, that's why. It's still weird that it didn't go through, but let's see if that fixed things. Hmm. Cool. Alright, so we're calling it twice. It's probably because of this weird thing. Oh, because originally That makes a lot of sense. Originally, this was for the third-person mesh, but we're already calling it on the third-person mesh. So none of this code, none of this code is actually needed. Alright. So this will reset so that we're switching to the right socket. Over in the animation blueprint, however, we need to go to update character info. I need to make an OR block here. And also pull out changing weapon. Because if we're changing the weapon, we also want to disable the hand IK. Animation's still playing twice, so I'll look into that. Get rid of that. It is working though. Alright, one thing I do want to change though, when we go to the secondary, so we're going. I want to actually set the overlay state to pistol when we actually equip the pistol. So I'm gonna add some extra code to make that happen. in just 2 seconds here. Alrighty. Do that just to save on space. So there's some extra logic I want to do in here. So we're gonna set rifle. That one will do pistol two-hand for now. We don't have states for these yet. Then we have to continue. Okay, let's see if it at least updates the overlay state. And it does. You know, for the most part. I'm going to change this to we have an M9 model right now. I'm gonna use that for now, and I'll set them up better once we actually get into the setting up specific weapons. Do 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 do. So that should look at least more pistol-like now. Still have a few bugs we need to clean up though. We got some problems with secondary equips too, so we'll address that. Equip weapon. Set the right ones. Pistol. Attached to hand. Well, that's kind of cool. Alright, slight sidetrack. I want to make this a thing. We'll actually work on that later. Well, actually we're not gonna do that. There's actually probably more things in there that will make that have to be changed to make that work. Um. I wonder how the offset is calculated. That's interesting. Yeah, it acts really weird in the run animation for some reason. All right, we're getting closer. There's a couple timing things that we're gonna have to get to, because I don't actually want the weapon visibilities to change. Oh, I remember we're gonna test. We're gonna test to make sure that it's multicasting correctly. So run over here on the. Oh, that's a fun bug. That's pretty interesting. Hey.
What?
Look at this. Oh, mantle.
Sam, I can't.
Okay. All right. Well, that's an interesting feature. Anyways, back to the matter at hand. Yeah. So that's okay. So the state is changing.
Show me after.
The state is changing. That's better than nothing. The animation is not playing, so we need to track that down. This will probably be the last fix of the stream, and then tomorrow we'll work on some of the timings. So all that plays fine. Then we go through here. Get to there. Setting. It's probably okay. So this delay right here. This delay is probably what's causing the slow reload. And the yeah, we'll figure out a lot of this probably in tomorrow's stream. But with the new animations we have, there's actually no need to excuse me. There's no need to there's no need to hide and show the weapons anymore. We're just going to show the pistol on the hip always, and we're going to bind it to the hand during reloads. So in theory, this is what should be calling the network version of the montage. Let's see what this does. Oh no, this is the show weapon multicast. Okay. So this is what is. It's weird how it's set up. I suspect that this will work though.
Okay, what?
Hold on. So it is only doing it once on the client. Honestly, I wonder if the previous code is even necessary at that point. Let's test something for science. Change weapon. So this is right here. This is where we're call. Oh, that's not where we're calling anything. Nope. Turn that off. So we click that. We change weapon. We go through here. Server set current weapon. Go through here. Where was the code? Might have been on rep. Let's see, I'll show you. On rep equipment? No. I'm gonna show this weird bug off one more time and then we'll keep going. So we can walk up to you guys. So we already have a mantling system in place, but the mantling system also works on people. So like you can mantle over your teammates.
Oh,
I'm not sure if that's a bug that should be fixed or if it's a feature that we're just gonna leave it. So yeah, you can actually mantle over people for the most part. Alright, let's go back to fixing this. It was an unequipped weapon. That's where the code was. Alright. What happens if I just bypass this all this code completely? So the animation still plays, but it only plays once. So that code, we probably don't need to animate. This was probably, again, this was probably for the first person meshes here. So I'm not gonna need that anymore. And this is actually what I will need. That means that I actually need to call this code here beforehand. Like so. So we call that, and then that. I'm actually gonna future-proof this a little bit too, while we're here. So a lot of this code isn't even necessary. You do that just to make sure that it's not necessary. Change weapon.
I would Dark Harvest on Katarina. Is that good?
I don't know.
I've never played her, so.
I'm looking for a specific call. And it's in show weapon multicast. No, it's not. It happens much before that. We call change weapon, we go through our logic. Insert unequipped logic. It's not there, it's not there, it's not there. It's not. Oh, it's in unreft equipped. Yep, here it is. So over here, we're gonna keep the. Actually, no, because this is a variable that I created, so we're not gonna keep that one. This is gonna turn into a switch. Yeah, it's called equipped weapon. That one. Great. We're also going to pass the the type of weapon in there. That way, when we eventually get to the adding knives and stuff, we don't have to check whether it's the primary or not. Because we're completely moving over to third person. We're not worrying about first person right now. And when we do, it will be a true first person. Yeah, it will be a true first person. So all this code will just move over. So we currently are not going to do anything with rifle. They'll remind me to hook that up. We'll play that animation. We'll confirm one last time that none of this code is needed. Assuming that the code is not needed, we're just going to delete all of that code. So we just go directly out. We don't play any of these montages. Let's test one player first. Make sure that our equip stuff is all working here. So equip the pistol. Animation plays. The animation plays once, which is beautiful. And we do, in fact, equip the pistol. So now let's make sure that it is multicasted. Probably. Get in a nice view here. It is indeed multicasted correctly. So we don't have an animation for switching to the primary, but that's going to come in time. This also lines up a lot better, which is exactly what we want. Yeah, that looks good. So we can switch to the secondary. We can switch to the primary. We'll handle knives. Okay. That is looking good. I'm gonna, before we end the stream, I'm going to update the issues that we came across and the issues that we still need to fix for next stream. So this is done now. Animation was redone and hooked up into blueprints. This one's partially done, so we're going to leave that one. two problems that we're seeing. We're seeing a problem we'll say no animation for equip to primary from secondary. That's one. That's one kind of obvious one. Can have another one. Timing is off when switching weapons on an equip. On equip. It's probably due to the delays like we discussed. So the timing is off. I also want to have it set that weapons are only visible when equipped. It's not really an issue. We're gonna label this as. This is technically an enhancement because it's actually not a bug because that's how it was originally. I guess I should word. I should word this to be less of like an issue. Two weapons should. Weapons should be visible whether they are equipped or not. That's the feature we want. And finally, bind weapons to correct socket performing a switch based on the animation. And again, this is an enhancement. This isn't a bug. Okay. That's gonna do it for the stream for now. I will be live again tomorrow at 3. And we'll do more development. We will continue working on the equip and unequip. We're going to clean the animations up a little bit more. We're going to add a equip to primary animation. And yeah, I think that's what we'll do for now. We'll see how far we get with that tomorrow. Thanks everyone who came out to watch.